Gio Ruggiero, Ty Majeski side by side. They make their way through the trioval here at Talladega Superspeedway. Green flag is in the air and we're racing at Talladega. Corey Heim tucked up nicely right behind Gio Ruggiero, working together on that inside line. Very nice, clean start here.
That's a great example of how good a push will help you with your momentum. You saw Corey Heim right on the tailgate of Gio Ruggiero, was able to push him out in front of this pack.
Yeah, he timed it just a little bit better than the outside lane did. Outside lane with Ty Majeski and Matt Craftsman teammates, and you can see him just falling back a little bit here.
You see them bouncing around. They're going to push and shove each other. You can't stay locked up. You cannot lock bumpers with a truck ahead of you. You will be penalized if you do, but there is bump drafting, and you're going to see a lot of that. And that's when things get a little bit hectic, especially when they're too wide. Somebody gives you the wrong push at the wrong time, could cause a big wreck. I
like what I'm seeing on the outside. There's some energy building with the drivers we talked about starting in the rear, led by Lane Riggs. You see him right there, that yellow truck.
Took some big jumps into the third lane there, trying to catch some side drafts. He wants to get this thing up front. Remember, these guys need those stage points. All of them are on the edge. You cannot lay up. You know, it used to be Talladega, you would race it and say, I need to be there at the end. That's not good enough. You have to get stage points right now. That's what NASCAR racing is. And that means you got to go hard from the start. That's what we see Lane Riggs doing, is he's pushing really hard up there.
He's following Tanner Gray on the outside. He's got Parker Kligerman behind him. And that's the great thing. I mean, yes, starting in the rear, that's not ideal. You didn't get to qualify, but don't worry. We can make it to the front in just a matter of laps.
Absolutely. What I'm not liking that I'm seeing is that second lane has fallen hard. Ty Majeski qualified second. He's going to come by this time, not even in the top 10 in 2 laps.
4-truck pack right there, not good enough.
We've historically, Brad, seen that bottom lane dominant early. And then what we will see as this race, as this stage progresses, somebody back 3rd or 4th in that lane will try to go up top and grab that stage win. So there's going to be a lot of maneuvering as you see Lane Riggs really on the back of Gray in that 15 truck. They just can't make any progress up there right now. The guy we talked to that started in the rear, Parker Kligerman, he's joining this push now. See if he can make anything happen up there.
See the 88 truck, Matt Craftsman ducked into the bottom side. Connor Mozak followed him.
Yeah, Chandler Smith now pulling up, trying to get that lane. Big gaps there, so that it's going to be really hard for them to make any ground when those gaps form. So they'll have to kind of gather it back up and try again.
See the scoring pylon on the left. Green means he has advanced. Corey Heim has advanced to the championship round in 2 weeks. The yellow highlighted drivers are the other playoff drivers trying to punch their ticket to the championship.
And every one of those other playoff drivers are green with envy about Corey Heim.
Maybe that's why we chose that color.
I think that's why we did that. Let's go with this thing and see with Corey Heim what he can do today in Talladega. This is really tense racing right now with this outside line trying to make that progress. You see a late move onto the outside there, tried to get in front of Chandler Smith. Chandler wasn't having any of it because Chandler's starting to drag that outside lane ahead of it.
Grant Enfinger's going to pull up. He sees that coming. He's going to try to get a little bit of energy charged up here to make a run to the lead.
See, Grant's back 7th, 8th, 9th place.
Oh, contact.
Grant Enfinger got sideways. He goes around.
Oh,
gets hit by Jake Garcia. Multiple trucks there could not avoid him. Caution is out, lap number 4 for one of our playoff drivers. Last year's winner. A lot of damage.
Oh, that's a tough way to start your day at Talladega. Qualified 7th. Like you said, in the playoffs, he was sitting 7th in the point standings. I don't think he's going to be able to continue after this, Michael.
Let's see what happens here. Is there going to be a push gone wrong here from Chandler?
Yeah, I think Chandler was getting a push from Tanner Gray.
Wow, Chandler did a heck of a job hanging onto that truck. And look at this.
I can't tell if Majeski got any of that or if he was able to avoid Grant.
It looked like he got by without any contact. Let's see, that's the push right there. You said it, Brad, push from behind on Chandler Smith sent Grant around. And
oh, Majeski's definitely got damage on the left front. We'll have to get down to pit road and follow that one.
Luke Fenhouse had a lot of speed earlier. His truck doesn't look too bad there in the 66. Here's another look.
Wow.
Oh, all the ThorSport trucks got caught up in that one. No, that's what you really hate to see as a team owner.
You know, we were talking earlier, the pushes will just get crazier and crazier. And there's just times when it's unavoidable. It just looked like that when Chandler had so much momentum from getting pushed from behind. Watch what happens to Grant's hands. I don't think Jake Garcia had any idea what you can't see through the other trucks, and he was just right in the middle of that swarm.
Grant Enfinger makes it down pit road as they take a look, as well as Ty Majeski. There is some damage there on the left front. Caution out here for the first time today for this incident involving 2 playoff drivers. We'll be back.
Oh, I know that look.
That feel.
Welcome back to NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Racing live from Talladega. You could see the drivers involved in this first incident here, just 5 laps in. One of our playoff drivers, Ty Majeski, right there with that bit of damage. They brought him down pit lane, worked on that. Grant Enfinger as well. We have others coming down pit road. So guys, these incidents, we see this oh so often, Brad, and you wonder, you guys mentioned the 15 of Tanner Gray.
Well, it looked like when we go to the replay one more time, we'll have to see if we can confirm this, but it looked like maybe Tanner Gray, Michael, was pushing Chandler Smith, and they just caught Grant Enfinger at the wrong time on the exit of this corner, and you can see they made contact twice with Grant. He really had no chance to spin out in front of the field.
I'm not sure the 15 actually got into the back of I thought he did at first, but I think that when Grant moved up, Chandler just had to react. And I don't know for sure whether the 15 hit the back of the 38 or not. Let's drop in on his radio, see what he thinks.
Did you push him? No. He got the 9. Yeah. I did not hit the back of him, but he got left side and kind of squeezed me into the wall there. So probably left and right side damage.
And you can see there on that left front, Brad, that's something they probably should come to pit road and look at. That fender rub will put him right back on pit road if they don't address it now.
Yeah, a lot of guys have been pitting during this sequence. We haven't had a chance to catch up with all of it, but this puts them in the fuel window to where you can make it through the end of stage 2. So a lot of guys are going to pit here and then probably stay out for the next stage.
Yeah, we heard Todd Bodine talking about various strategies. I've been texting back and forth with crew chiefs. It's all over the place. So this caution flag does put people in their window to go to the end of stage 2 and make that maybe be the only other stop of the day. Well, until that point.
Yeah, I think Todd's got a little bit more information on Grant Enfinger. What do you got down there, Todd?
Yeah, Brad, standing here looking at this truck when it came in, you know, the left front headlight area is what's bashed in pretty hard. Now, this sounds a little crazy maybe, but if that headlight doesn't cave back in, I'm not so sure that it's not going to help his truck speed-wise, because the actual edge of the fender is in, which we know the further out that edge, the more drag the truck has, the slower it goes. So Ty's going to be okay. It's going to be interesting to see how fast this truck actually can be.
You know, it's funny you said that, Todd. Me and Brad were talking during break. I said, I believe this truck can definitely run second. They didn't do enough damage where I don't know that he can lead this race, but when you get that close to the front, but I agree, Todd. I think he's in a pretty good spot considering the bind that he was in.
So Majeski's still in it. Enfinger, on the other hand, is not. He's rolling back in the garage area right now. It looks like his day will most likely be over.
Hate that for Grant. It was opposite end of the spectrum here a year ago, guys. He won the race here, and that punched his ticket to the championship. Now he finds himself in the garage.
What a tough race to have so early on, too.
Well, Fox College Football Friday is under the lights in prime time. Dylan Raiola leads 25th ranked Nebraska against Minnesota. That's tonight at 8 Eastern on Fox. A lot of football on the network all weekend long. We're excited to kick things off this weekend with the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. So things happen quick at Talladega. We talk about it all the time, and this incident coming out on lap number 4. But up front, guys, not a lot has changed. Gio Ruggiero minding his own business.
There's still time because we're about to re-rack them and come back to up to speed.
Jamie said things happen quick here at Talladega. Let's just re-rack it and go again.
Yes. It's interesting. This time looks like with a little bit of switch up, Corey Heim decided to stay behind his teammate.
So that moved the 99, Ben Rhodes.
Yeah, so the first 3 trucks all picked the bottom lane. The 4th one in the choose was Ben Rhodes. He picked the top. We saw in the last restart, the high lane did not go so well. We'll see what happens here, Michael.
Looks like a very organized low lane there, but a better start. You can see Ben Rhodes wiggling there. He got a big push from Raja in the 71 truck. I think they got some momentum up there.
First restart of the day, just 12 laps to go here in stage number 1. Look how close they're bunched up.
Ben Rhodes getting a nice push. Oh! Gio slipped up high to block.
Yeah, he covered it up top, and that was a pretty aggressive move on the exit of turn 2.
He saw what we were seeing with that outside lane, a lot of momentum.
Yeah, much stronger here than on the start of the race. They're staying connected, and now they're able to actually challenge the front row.
Look at these trucks bobbing and weaving. That's why when those bump drafts happen, it can cause problems like we've already seen once. You've got to be careful how you push.
Yeah, you say bobbing and weaving, and really what I see is you can see the yaw on the trucks change, left, right, where the tail just kind of wags around, and that's a good way to know just how unstable they are. And a lot of that has to do with the aerodynamics on these trucks. It's a truck, it's not a car, it's not made to go.
Oh, Lane Riggs was sideways. He gets into the outside wall. Down goes Connor Mozak. Lane Riggs, guys, was just on the outside with that energy building, had about 4 or 5 trucks with him. Now he has issues.
It looks like he got very, very fortunate to only have the damage he has. A little left front tire rub on Lane Riggs, and the yellow is out. He'll have a chance to fix this.
He also, Brad, got into the outside wall. Saw him bounce off the outside wall, so. But I'm with you.
This should have been way worse. He was pointed straight at the wall at one time.
The shape that he was in and the shape he's in now, I think it came out pretty good. See if they can get those fenders pulled away and he can continue his pursuit. But we talk about bump drafting and pushing.
He got a good push from behind. You see it just barely hooks him there.
That Chandler Smith
into the
again.
door of Connor Mozak, then up towards the wall. He did make some pretty good contact. You're right, Michael.
Chandler's been in the middle of a bunch of action, hasn't he, in that 38 truck?
Yeah, it does look like Chandler was pushing him.
Look at this contact. That's not enough to, I don't think that's gonna cause any problems with the right side toe or the rear end housing. I think he's gonna be okay.
Let's listen to Lane Riggs' radio.
How's your wheel? Pretty straight, maybe a little bit to the left. I don't know why we're pushing so hard in the corner. What the hell?
And that was his teammate pushing him that he was talking about in the corner. I'm sure just working together. But now Lane Riggs finds himself on pit road, fixing that minimal damage. Could be a lot worse, to your point.
save that one for you.
Welcome back to the Love's RV Stop 225. Well, it has already been action-packed, guys. 9 laps to go in stage number 1. Half of the playoff field has already had damage today, including Grant Enfinger. Got the 19. Daniel Hemrick actually had damage from the first wreck. He was just on pit road. Lane Riggs, of course, and Ty Majeski with that left front damage. So Gio Ruggiero started on pole. He just came down and pitted with his Tricon Garage teammates to get fuel. You think that's a little strategy play to make it to the end of stage 2?
Yes, I think they all want to, Jamie, get to the end of stage 2, be able to stay out under this yellow. It will be the end of stage 1, 9 to go in the stage. So there's a lot of strategy moves being played out here, along with a lot of damage being fixed. And I think Caitlin has a little more information on Lane Riggs and his damage.
Yeah, I was listening into the diligent prompts from his crew chief to the team, trying to tell them how to make the repairs, telling them to look over the splitter and everything else. And he said, make sure you can tell me if it's getting a little bit darty. And Lane Riggs said, I can't tell right now because I haven't been in clean air yet. But he did mention the crush panel feels like it is loose. So they are intending to come down once again and give another once-over on that 34.
Wow, Brad, just an amazing job of minimizing the damage.
Oh, it should have been way worse, Michael.
That
Oh
truck
my
was
gosh.
out of control, and he hung on to it somehow.
Yeah, it's impressive that they're still in contention to even be on the racetrack, let alone maybe even get a great finish on this still. We'll see a lot still to happen here at Talladega.
See the 34, Lane Riggs.
Fill it with gas, it looks like. Take the left front tire off and take a look at this crush panel, I would guess. They're having a hard time getting the left front tire off, and what that tells me is there's pretty good damage to the door and the fender area to keep that tire kind of trapped in.
Well, Brad, you can see the tire mark right there on that truck. And that tire mark means that that fender's been squeezed in. And you know how tight these tolerances are anyway.
Yeah.
Sometimes when the truck's pristine, they jack it up and they can't
Barely get them. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
that's what we would call a donut. It's not as tasty as the normal kind, but fun to look at.
That looks like Talladega, doesn't it?
Yes, it
right
does.
there. Perfect picture. That Love's travel stop forward, pulling out of pit road. He can race on. That was a big break for him.
I believe you can get donuts at Love's. I've stopped at 1 or 2.
I love Love's.
They can do everything there. They
Who
have
doesn't
nice.
love Love?
We all love Love. They got a nice animal turnout. You're traveling with your dogs. They have everything at Love's.
David Rudman used to love Love, remember?
I think I've seen that commercial.
Yeah.
Well, these guys are loving getting back to action. Maybe not so much the crew chiefs or the fabricators back home at their race shops right now.
What about Lane Riggs? He said, what are we doing pushing so hard? That's just what we do. We talked about how short these stages are and how important it is to grab those points.
Yes, you have
but
to
man,
go.
it's so easy for a push to go wrong.
Well, you know, you talk about pushing. Everybody loves a push until it causes a crash.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, every one of these drivers has got their arm up, waving, push me, push me, push me. And then you push them too hard and crash. And you know what they say, Michael? Why'd you push me so hard?
That didn't go right at all.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that. But that's just part of the game here at Daytona Talladega.
Guys, look who the control truck is. It's Corey Heim. He's now led 24 straight races. That's every race run this year. Corey Heim, that 11 truck. That's Raja Karuth on the outside. Corey has Ben Rhodes pushing him on the inside.
And all the Spire trucks are lined up in the outside row. We're really seeing the race fragment between the teams and manufacturers.
Corey LaJoy second in the outside lane in that 77 truck. Michael, we talked about in qualifying. Somebody we're definitely watching here. This is a type of track he can get around and certainly could find victory lane.
Well, I like this run right here. This is a big run for Raja Karuth. He's going to take it and jump the outside with the side draft on Ben Rhodes to try to get the lead.
It was just too much for him to turn down, wasn't it? Right? He felt that momentum. He said, I got to go, and he's going to get a push here. I think they can get the lead by the time they get back to turn 1.
And how about behind him, J.J. Yaley, making a rare start in the Truck Series.
And the 7 truck, J.J. Yaley, the 49-year-old. He's been in NASCAR what seems like forever, but what a great opportunity for him in that 7 truck. 3rd truck outside line.
I know he's really excited about this opportunity to be in a quality race car, a quality race truck.
See Jake Garcia there. They're all going around. A lot of front end damage. He was involved in that last number 4 incident.
Lane Riggs back up in that 3rd lane.
Let's try this again, Michael.
Yes.
we've got to make sure we understand what it's going to take. We're learning right now, Brad. You know that when the race starts, every lap you put in your brain what went well and what didn't on certain moves you're trying to make behind the wheel.
And you just hope the ones that didn't work out well don't get you crashed. But you have to learn somehow, and there's nothing like this real world experience. All the simulators in the world, all these different tools, they cannot teach you drafting at Daytona and Talladega. It's totally different at speed when you're getting hit from all angles and surrounded by race cars.
One of our playoff drivers is out of the race. He has been checked and released, and he's with Todd.
Yeah, here with Grant Stringer. Grant, this is exactly what everybody's afraid of at Talladega, a push gone wrong.
Yeah, definitely didn't even get good and started. Felt like I got up there in that outside line. I was hoping for a square push, and I don't know if Chandler got jacked up from behind and just didn't hit me square or whatever. And I bounced off the guy on the inside and thought I had it saved, and then Chandler was still getting pushed, and just one of those Talladega deals. I love this place, but it just didn't love us back today. So I appreciate all the guys at CR7 Motorsports and sticking in there and digging hard. Tried to get it back out there, just wouldn't hold oil, wouldn't hold water. So our job's pretty simple at Martinsville next week.
Grant Enfinger, must-win situation going to Martinsville.
Oh, you just can feel his disappointment, Michael. You know, you put so much effort into your home track, a track you won it last year. You come in with super high expectations in the playoffs, and to go out that early and something that was really outside of your control is just disheartening. But that's part of Talladega and part of sports.
And you know what I love when he said, we know what we have to do next week. He's got to go to Martinsville and win. He doesn't care about stage wins. He just has one goal when he goes to Martinsville, and that's to get the victory, to get to Phoenix. And when you have it that clear, it doesn't make it easy, but at least you know what your plan is.
Yep. And I'm looking here at this race with half of our playoff drivers having already been damaged and saying he might not even have to go to Martinsville and win. There's a lot of racing left, and I suspect a lot more carnage left.
Oh, look at there. Just a little bit of a wiggle from Parker Kligerman that looked like
Chandler Smith now 4 wide on top. Now these guys are all fighting for those stage points.
Lane Riggs trying to fit into the middle lane. Doesn't quite work. Now he's losing more spots in the outside lane. Lost one of their drafting partners.
3 laps to go, and only the top 10 get stage points. These playoff drivers need those points.
Raja holding the lead.
Parker Kligerman's like, where'd all my guys go? He's all by himself. Now he tucks in.
Very steady lanes there, but you see Lane knows what he needs, and it's going to go up top. Trying to get Chandler to give him a push again.
Now remember, Lane put fuel in his truck, which will put him in a spot to where he can stay out when this stage ends. A number of these guys have taken fuel, so this is going to all change pretty dramatically when this stage yell comes out.
The top 8 trucks have not been to pit road yet, so that's a track position game that they're playing. But after that, most everybody will stay out on this caution for the stage in 2 laps.
Raja Caruth out front right now. The 23-year-old from Washington, D.C. had a great run at the Roval 2 weeks ago, finished 4th. That put him above the cut line. Now here he is leading.
Here comes Corey LaJoie, though, with a great push from J.J. Yaley. I like this outside lane right now.
I like J.J. Yaley today. He's got so much experience, over 800 starts in NASCAR's top 3 series, and he is hungry for a win, and he's got the truck to do it in.
Corey LaJoie, another one of those drivers, been around a long time, but doesn't have a whole lot of experience in the truck series. Brad, this is his first time here in a truck. There he is running first truck outside lane.
Yeah, he's doing a good job, but I'll tell you the truck I'm watching right now is the 3rd place truck on inside pit roads. Generally, these drafting tracks, when you see them get side by side like this as we take the final lap of the stage, it's the 3rd truck or the 3rd car that dictates which lane is going to prevail. And see how tight he's holding right now to Corey Heim. He's going to transfer that energy up here to Raja Caruth with that push, and he's going to try to defend this outside lane.
Nice run on the outside by the teammates, 77-7. Going to give Corey LaJoie
just a temporary lead right here, but the bottom lane's going to fire on back.
This is intense. Who's going to get this stage win?
Teammates side by side. Raja Caruth is in the playoffs. The driver on the inside, his teammate on the outside. He's just here. He wants to make a splash. He wants to take the win. Raja Caruth shown as the winner of stage number 1. First stage win of 2025 for Raja Caruth, the 2nd of his career. got it done. Interesting, he has a win this year at Nashville, but no stage wins until now.
That was close. Whew. Man. Raja did a perfect job of holding the bottom and doing his job.
And those 10 points are going to be huge for his hopes of getting to the Final Four.
Well, Toyota and the motorsports community lost Les Unger this week. Les was a leader at Toyota's efforts in IndyCar, IMSA, NASCAR, and off-road. One of his passions was leading the annual Long Beach Pro Celebrity Race. He retired in 2014 and continued to support Toyota's efforts. Les Unger will be missed.
What's the name of the song?
Mr. Cotter.
Welcome back to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series racing from Talladega. What a gorgeous day, gorgeous fall day, perfect for camping. That sun sets, it gets a little rowdy in the infield.
Yes, it does.
Right now, it's been a little rowdy on track. 2 cautions for incidents involving more than half of the playoff field. Grant Enfinger is out of this race. He was one of those contenders. The end of stage number 1, and it was Raja Karuth who picked up his first stage win of this season. Some good points. It's all about the points right now. You see it there.
Ty Majeski finished 34th in this first stage, didn't collect any points, but he's still on the lead lap, and I know they're still tweaking on that thing after that accident on lap 4. He's still in the game.
All right, so pit road is open. The top 8 have not yet pitted today. I think we see a little mix of strategy. Any of those top 8 maybe stay out?
Yeah, I'm really curious what we're going to see here, Jamie. Specifically, we had a lot of yellows in this first stage, and you should not be able to make it to the end of stage 2 traditionally if it stayed green. But with all these yellows, they saved a lot of fuel. And I think there's going to be a few trucks in this top 8 that maybe roll the dice and stay out on the racetrack. This is part of the drama of being a crew chief at Talladega. They don't have a lot of decisions to make, Michael. but the ones they do make are very important.
And you know Brian Patty on that 7 truck of J.J. Lee, he's gonna be a risk taker. He knows all that matters is winning. So if he can stay out here and gain that track position, you might just well see the number 7 do just that.
So J.J. Yaley finished 4th in that stage, so perhaps he stays out here. I am so impressed with what Daniel Hemrick and Riggs did. He stays out. Pit road is open. Corey LaJoie, the first taker. Todd, you're up.
Caden Honeycutt, first time driving his 52 at the Speedway. Really likes the way it drives. Says it's just a little bit free, but he wants no changes. Crew Chief Jimmy Villeneuve kept him on the racetrack to get those valuable 5 points, and now he's going with fuel only. Caitlin?
Well, Raja Karuth in the middle of your screen took fuel only. He told me one of the areas he was focusing on was not making mistakes on pit road since that plagued him a year ago. Corey Heim in the 11 at the bottom of your screen said that truck a little squirrely. Other than that, I'm fine. Now, the truck chief, Tim Rice, was attempting to fix that issue he was having with his cool suit. If they weren't able to fix it, they're just going to have to keep handing him ice packs throughout the day, guys.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It's a hot Corey Heim behind that wheel. He took right side tires there, filled it up with fuel. We'll line him back up. Stage number 2 is coming up next. Sunday, a Fox NFL doubleheader starts with Saquon and the Eagles taking on the Vikings, or other regional action. Then in America's Game of the Week, it's Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. They battle Dak and the Cowboys, or it's Packers, Cardinals. Check the local listings for the games in your area. Of course, that's only on Fox. And Michael, on Wednesday, you and Big Brother got together for a great cause. It was so good to see these pictures of you and DW.
Man, it's our 15th anniversary of the Waltrip Brothers Charity Championship, giving money to MRO and several other local charities in the Nashville area. Big Brother, he was a star of the show for me. He gave it the old boogity boogity to kick things off. There's Macy looking on. Just a great event. That was so honored to be able to be part of something so special. The band Perry sang, and I don't know if you've seen them lately, but wow, they get with it.
Great time was had by all. Just glad to see old DW.
Glad to see both of you together, smiling and happy brothers.
It made my heart, it made my day, made my heart. Just to see how happy he was to be there and be a part of it, and can't wait to do it again next year, huh?
No doubt. So I mentioned playoff drivers with issues today. I mean, there's been others that aren't even on this list that had minimal damage, but were caught up. See Grant Enfinger out. He is the worst of all. Daniel Hemrick, work continues on pit road for him. He was able to battle his way up, though. Really impressive, just outside the top 10 in stage number 1. And you see Ty Majeski there, lap 4 wreck, and he's still out there. Let's hear from his crew chief, Todd.
Yeah, here with Joe Shear. Joe, got some damage on the left front. What's the truck like, and how's it driving for Ty?
Well, it's like any other truck with damage. We're doing the best we can to fix it. It's not going to lead. Hopefully we foul. Hopefully it lasts. I'm just hoping right now, you know, we just changed our whole strategy. Now it's survival. Hopefully they wreck a bunch of stuff. We survive, and we just need to stay in the draft. You know what I mean? Like, so hopefully our bad luck is over with, and we get some good luck now. This isn't the day I planned, but anyways, we got to make the best out of it.
Ty Majeski, make the best out of a bad day, Jamie.
Yeah, and they had too many men over the wall on that stop, so he would restart tail end of the longest line.
They needed more men, Jamie. They're
Yes.
they're working that thing over. But I like what he said, and I thought that earlier. We can run. We can't win. We're not going to lead, but we could run second, and that's got to be their goal. Stay in the draft. Hopefully, be there when it all matters.
I love the honesty of Joe Shear. Like, you know, we're probably not going to win this race, but I'm hoping a lot of other people wreck. I like how he's honest about that.
I think we've all hoped that at times before. We just didn't say it out loud, right?
Say it out loud, but Joe said it, and I appreciate that about Joe.
Love it. Well, top 10 stayed out there as we get ready to kick off stage number 2 officially. JJ Yaley stayed out. He's in the 7 truck on the inside. It's Gio Ruggiero on the outside. Started the day on pole. Green flag in the air once again.
Nice jump on that outside lane. Gio got the gas down.
Lane Riggs with a great push.
Look at Lane Riggs up there.
Wow. He's just not giving up, is he? He's got a lot of fight.
That's going to be a big shove, too. Look at how well they're tied together on that outside. Luke Fenhouse with a very nice push.
Lane Riggs, lap number 4.
Front 2 trucks are going to clear and come down to the bottom lane, kind of cover that shorter distance route.
I like that, don't you, Brad? I mean, I think that's the way you control the race down there on the bottom.
I do. I like that for the trucks for sure, Michael, because as you can see, it's not a guarantee that that second lane will get the energy to move forward.
Lane Riggs, guys, running second. Lap number 10. He was around with damage, came down pit road multiple times to fix it, and here he is still in the hunt.
Well, that truck can win the race. Unlike the 98 of Majeski, this truck can win. It's not enough damage to keep him from leading this race. Look at that big move to the top by Chandler Smith. Will anyone go with him, or will he get hung out?
And you can see that's the risk right there, Mike. When you make that move, if nobody goes with you, he's going to go back a long ways. Oh, just bleeding positions right here. 2 rows, 3 rows. Every one of those rows, 2 spots. By the time he comes off of turn 4, he's going to lose almost 20 spots here, Michael.
And we talked about it. You know, you make a move and you say, all right, well, that didn't work. You learn from it. You make sure that next time you don't make a mistake like that. You can fight on, and I guarantee you we're going to hear more from Chandler Smith before this day is over.
And Chandler Smith was running about in the 4th to 5th position last time by the start-finish line. This time by, ooh, let's see, where's he come back? It's outside, he's not even on our tracker. He's all the way back to 24th. That's a big fall, and that's the risk of making bold moves at Talladega.
And Brad, you know this, but that camera is on top of the roof of this truck. That driver, Roger Group, is down lower than that. You can only see what's straight ahead of you. You can't really see through the trucks to see what else is out there. So that's why this drafting is so difficult. One little bobble, you're 3 or 4 trucks back, you don't know what happened.
Yeah, you can definitely not see if there's another truck in front of you. Rajah Caruth knows he doesn't have a truck in front of him because he's in the 4th position, right? But the guys in the 6th position, the 5th position, they can't see those gaps. And if you get that timing off just a little bit, that's when things get really bad.
Look how tight it is in there. You can see Rajah just to the left, working that wheel.
That's Luke Fenhouse out his windshield. It's his first time here. I was going to ask you, Brad, what is that like? This is his first time ever seeing this place, and here he's fighting for the lead.
It's very nerve-wracking. Right now, his hands are gripped as tightly on the steering wheel as they can be. I can promise you that, because those trucks are moving all over the place, and you're just trying to hold on to this thing.
Rajah Caruth's second truck on the outside. Let's get an update. Caitlin.
Yeah, well, I had a chance to talk to Rajah earlier about racing here at Talladega. He said, I know some drivers dread coming to this track, but I have always welcomed the challenges of racing here. And he said, actually, I loved watching all the highlights from Jeff Gordon winning 6 races here, as well as our own Brad Keselowski. He said he learned a lot from watching you, Brad, over the years. And he said, watching those guys have such dominance on this track gave me a newfound appreciation for this style of racing. Jamie?
Wow, look at Yaley all over that yellow line, the truck just bobbing around. He likes it down there low, but there's a risk to that, Brad, because there's a transition there to the apron. Your truck will not handle well if you're splitting that.
Yeah, every groove at Talladega has just its own little nuances to it. And the bottom groove, particularly the tri-oval at Talladega, a little less banking. It's got a little lip in it, so if you hook that just wrong, it can really upset your race car.
Brad, how about that? You've been in this sport long enough that most of this field has studied what you have done around this place as a 6-time winner in the Cup Series.
Well, and you know, the thing about Talladega and Daytona, both these restrictor plate style racetracks, is that the tactics change, and a lot of times what they do is they come back around. So what worked 15 years ago stops working for a long time and then starts magically working again. So you really have to check the history books and the videos sometime.
9 laps to go already here in stage number 2. A heck of a battle up front. Gio Ruggiero.
Oh, trouble.
Going around. Somebody hard into the wall. Looks like Brett Holmes in the 1 truck just as we were about to step away.
Lane Riggs got caught in the middle again. His truck must have got out of whack.
Yeah, it looked like Lane Riggs came off the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2, and it just stacked the whole field up. Brett Holmes got the bad side of this. Major contact with the inside wall off of turn 2, but that was chaos.
Man, just such a great opportunity for Brett Holmes. And he's doing a superb job. But watch right there. In the middle, Lane Riggs got put there, and it just, like you said, Brad, it just bottled things up.
Let's get another angle here.
He was running 11th. You see, he has to lift and check up a little bit. We're very fortunate only 1 truck got wrecked here. That could have been a huge crash for multiple drivers.
Man, that's a bad break for Brett. That's
Lane Riggs on pit road. Caution is out for the 4th time for the most recent incident involving that truck right there, Brett Holmes.
We've got a great replay of this entire sequence of what happened. And you know, Michael, earlier in the race, we highlighted the left front tire rub on the 34 truck. And you saw the donut, you saw all that damage, and here's where it's going to really show up. His left front goes flat, he pushes up the racetrack, stacks everybody up. Brett Holmes gets the bad end of it.
Look at that chaos behind him. Like you said, Brad, so lucky more trucks didn't have issues. But look how tight it is around that left front anyway. And you see the donut we pointed out earlier on the door right there by the 3. That got pushed in, and you could see the front as well getting pushed back. That tire just, it was the slightest of rubs because it ran a lot of laps. But right there, the tire goes down and up the track he goes. And we're really fortunate only one cat had a problem out of that whole mess.
Now the 34's got a little more damage. Lane Riggs' truck now had to come back down pit road, did a little more damage to the underbody of it. They've spent a lot of time on pit road trying to make it better, but his day just got a little bit tougher yet again.
And look at that. You can see right there on that corner of the race truck, he's lost his splitter. Part of it isn't there anymore, and that can cause serious handling issues and speed issues unless he can just stay tucked right in tight to the truck ahead of him.
Lane Riggs and this team, they have had to overcome.
They're having a day, aren't they, Jamie?
So much. They've passed more trucks than anybody. They've pitted more times than anybody.
Just think how Lane woke up this morning. He had to feel really good about being at Talladega.
Yes.
That didn't.
Well, the day started off with the qualifying issues. And he's got the different crashes he's been a part of. Flat left front tire. They've come down, like you said, pit road more than anybody else. But you know what? They're still in this thing if they can get this thing repaired and able to make a full run.
I like what's going on now behind the scenes. This truck goes out and makes a lap. That team is coming up with a plan, a playbook of how to address this left front and make sure they get the things sorted around.
You see him working really hard on that underbody. The splitter on these trucks is so crucial, and he's making some cuts to it right now. Part of it is broken off. And if you don't get that right, this thing will not handle, it won't be fast, it won't do a lot of things right. So,
well, that also could have flopped back into that tire and caused the flat as well. There's a lot going on right there, and it's all within a couple 300 thou of tolerance.
And now Lane Riggs is one of the championship favorites, but if he doesn't get out of today within striking range on the points, he has to go win Martinsville. And I'm not saying he can't win Martinsville, but I think he would rather not have to win Martinsville. So the fight this team is putting up is a big fight. If they get this right, they have a chance to win the championship in Phoenix. If they don't, it might be out the window.
Well, 8 drivers are in contention for the championship. We've already seen one today, Grant Enfinger, out, and he said, to your point, Brad, I got to go to Martinsville next week. It's a must-win. Are we going to see that from Lane Riggs?
Right now, all on the line, and they are living in this moment. And if they get it right, they'll have their shot, and if they don't, they're not going to make the Phoenix. And this is one of the championship favorites. We've talked all season long about Corey Heim. But if Corey Heim goes to Phoenix and has a slip, Lane Riggs is the guy everybody's looking at. But none of that matters if he does not transfer through this round. And this could be the defining moment for them.
So Lane Riggs restarts in the back of the pack. Meanwhile, we got the first timer here at Talladega. Luke Fenhouse leading the field. Gio Ruggiero on the outside. Green flag in the air once again at Talladega Superspeedway. 5 laps to go in stage number 2.
We have not had a green flag run longer than 8 laps. The good news is we only have 5 laps left in this stage, so there's a good chance, Michael, we can finish this one off.
Can we?
Yes.
We can. Whether we do or not is yet to be seen, because as those stage points loom out there, these pushes and shoves just become more and more aggressive.
Running in a pack like this, over 180 miles an hour, inches apart.
Big move right there from Gio Ruggiero. He came down in front of Luke Fenhouse in the 66. Not quite clear. Thankfully, Rajah Caruth let the 66 truck by, so we did not have another yellow.
Wow.
That was very close.
Got a couple of rookies up front leading this field.
Wow, let's take a look at that one again, Jamie.
Just a lane change that was a Hail Mary, if you ask me, Brad.
Yeah, way too close. And it gets away with it only because Rajah Caruth released the second truck there, so good move by Rajah. Here you can see it from his onboard. He knows something's not good right here. See how he lifted? That just saved a huge crash. Great awareness there.
Very heads-up driving by Rajah Caruth, seeing what was getting ready to develop, giving him some space.
So Gio Ruggiero with the lead after that Aggressive move, a bold move for him, but here comes Raja Karuth.
Raja did a nice jump and a dive here. He jumped the side draft on the 66 of Luke Fenhouse, dove back down to the inside underneath Gio Ruggiero, and it's going to carry him to the lead. That's textbook drafting moves right there.
Caden Honeycutt, the second truck on the outside, looking for those valuable stage points.
I got to tell you, Raja looks really good today. I like the moves I'm seeing out of him. I like the awareness I'm seeing out of him. He's already won the first stage. He's in position now to win the second stage, using really smart moves at the right time.
He's just got to hold his breath for 3 more laps. I mean, anything,
that's a long time at Talladega. It's 2.6 miles.
Anything can happen. Even if you're leading the race, you can get the wrong push at the wrong time, and around you go.
Raja Karuth doing all that he has to do right now. Came into this race 1 point above the cut line.
Just hammer down. He's looking in that rearview mirror more than he is out the windshield, isn't he, Brad?
Absolutely. As the leader, you kind of drive out the windshield out of your peripheral with your main focus in the mirror. And at 190 mile an hour, that sounds a lot easier than it is to do.
And he does that because if there's a gap that develops behind him, he needs to back up to that truck behind him. You can't get too far ahead or they'll just sweep around you.
Yeah, the energy transfer doesn't work when the gaps get too big. It becomes too much contact, and you just don't go forward when you get a push.
Caden Honeycutt with a nice run on the outside, just behind Gio Ruggiero.
They're going to clear Raja, or are they? Here comes a good run on the bottom. Raja's right back there.
Backstretch into turn 3.
Pretty settled at the moment. We know how quickly that can change, though.
Ty Majeski is just lurking at the back of this pack right here. They've recovered really well, in contention to maybe get a stage point here, but more importantly, his truck seems to have enough speed to keep up with the pack, which is going to be really important for him in this round.
Majeski back there in 13th. We documented the issues for him, the damage on that truck. Heard from his crew chief. He said, we're just in survival mode at this point.
And he's doing just that, and he's got a long ways to go, but they're in a good position as this thing's going to come down to the line with both lanes pushing really hard right here.
Look how aggressive. Corey LaJoie all over the back of Luke Fenhouse.
Top lane was just a little more organized, but slowly falling apart.
Final lap. Out of turn 4, can Raja Karuth sweep the first 2 stages? He's hanging on, but Gio Ruggiero with a good run on the outside. Gio Ruggiero picks up stage 2.
Big push from Caden Honeycutt there, Jamie, and that's huge for Caden Honeycutt.
Big
9 points.
Big points for Caden.
Huge.
It's all about the playoff picture. Gio picks up his 2nd career stage win. He has got his eye on the prize. We'll be back for the 3rd and final stage. Welcome back to Talladega Superspeedway. Well, the guy sitting to my right, Mr. Brad Keselowski, he has been absolutely incredible around this place, and I remember that first win, Brad.
Yeah. Talladega's been good to me. I love going there. You know, last 2 races there, I finished second, which did not feel good. But I love going to Talladega. Special place for me, and looking forward to running the Cup car here on Sunday. Hopefully we can do that again. I'd like to take that picture again.
Michael is the same way. There's something about this style of racing that you guys just excelled so much. What is it for you?
I don't know. I kind of like the dangerous part of it. That's kind of actually part of the fun, is knowing that, you know, you're kind of testing yourself. It's a test of will to race at Talladega. You know, the challenge of knowing you're that close to danger all the time while also playing chess. You know, there's a lot of people that probably relate to playing chess. What they can't relate to is if you make a bad move, you kind of get hit upside the head with a hammer. That's Talladega, right? And that's the challenge.
Well, Brad won there 6 times, so he didn't have time to show my 1-win highlight. But mine wasn't as good as yours.
You had a lot of great runs at Talladega.
Yes, you did. Your last Cup win came here. Was it 2003, Mikey?
I think so. And you know what I love, Brad, is just I just like the science behind it. I like when you roll off the gas when you're leading the race, or you run wide open with the drag and the brakes. All the games you could play inside of that car. I just always enjoy that piece of it.
It takes a lot of craft to be able to run up front at Talladega.
See the stage points earned today. Raja Carruth doing exactly what he needs to do, 18. Lane Riggs, though, has not scored any stage points today or this year on drafting style tracks.
I know that's got to be super frustrating for him, but he is still in this race, even with all that damage, and anything can happen.
You know what, Brad, they could also come to pit road. One of the stops could be, let's make sure we didn't still rub the tire. They can see if there's any rubbing going on. So this break here gives them the opportunity to further analyze and dissect exactly what they need to do.
Now, all these guys here, I think we're going to see a lot of action on pit road right here. Caitlin, Todd, you're going to have your voice box at least busy, because this opens up the rest of the race to be able to make it on one stop. So, Caitlin, what do you got down there?
Well, it's been a very respectable day for the 66, and Luke Fenhaus hasn't raced a truck since Richmond. Right now, he's saying it's a little free, but don't touch it. Todd?
Gio Ruggiero hasn't said a word on the radio. He likes this truck. Crew Chief Jerry Donnelly going with 4 tires now and fuel only in the middle of the 3rd stage.
Raja Carruth picked up points in both stages. Eddie DeHaan, spotter, saying you're doing a great job. You're very sharp today. It's all about understanding the players around you. He's off pit road. Jamie?
Looked like a decent stop for the 71 of Raja Carruth. See Chandler Smith with a gain of 15 spots. Assume he didn't take any tires there. We'll step aside and we'll drop the green flag for the 3rd stage from Talladega.
error when we just killed them.
Yes.
Talladega, one of those places that's been good to first-time winners. How about Parker Kligerman? Parked that flag right in the infield. Grant Enfinger, babyface back in 2016. And Michael, you remember this, Spencer Boyd. What a moment for him.
Yeah, I just love when you have those upset winners, people that work so hard to be a part of this thing and then get that opportunity to plant the flag in the infield at Talladega.
Quite literally, plant the flag. Parker Kligerman, yes.
It's the little teams that could, and we welcome you back to the Love's RV Stop 225. Couldn't ask for a more beautiful fall day here in Alabama. Let's listen to some radio here, Raja Caruth.
Really good position here, really good. We got good points. Let's finish this thing out, okay? We'd love to win. We need to finish. Understand? It's on the green. No mistakes. Yes, sir. You got it.
I love that leader in Bono Mannion. You know, he's just making sure everybody understands clearly we've done a great job, but we still got a lot of work to do in order to leave here with our heads up.
Yeah, there's a lot of chaos still to happen. I think everybody's pretty confident in that. And as we're working our way through the yellow flags, a lot of pit stops just happened. The race just went through a full reset here, guys. Everybody's now got full fuel, and they're going to need it because this next stage is going to be about 40 laps, and these trucks can only run about 30 to 33 laps on fuel. So you're going to have another reset that comes through here. You've got to survive. That's your number one thing right here. I think that's what they were trying to convey to Raja there is, you've done a heck of a job.
Yeah.
Put 20 points up on the board. If you just survive, this is a great race for you. And I think he probably wants more than that, Michael. I think he wants to win it.
Guarantee you, Brad, he does. Caitlin, what are they saying with that 34 truck? Still have a tire up going on?
Yep. Yeah, it's been a series of issues, one thing after the next. They just made 2 more pit stops, had to repair that crush panel on the left-hand side. Then they came back down to top off, but certainly this is not the way this playoff team was hoping their Talladega would go.
Let's take a look at the 34's day. That's Lane Riggs. Talked about him not being able to qualify. And then this coming from the back of the pack early on in this one. Damage on the left side, the right side, but it's been that left front that's been an issue for him.
There it goes flat off turn 2, causing all that backup behind them. But more importantly, Brad, we were watching as they've been working on the left front. The last tire they took off had a rub on it as well. We could see the Goodyear letters wore off a bit. So these cautions and the stage break here is huge for this team to get that left front squared away.
It looks like they might have put another tire on. I don't know where they're getting all these tires from, but you know, they keep putting them on because they need to. And this stretch here is going to be possibly a very large stretch, long stretch of laps. Any tire rub here, and it's going to blow again.
You know it's been a bad day, Brad, when you have your own graphic made out of your day.
Yes. We were going to put the line graph up, which said where he was running, but the zigs and the zags were too much. It wouldn't fit on the screen. But, again, Lane is still in this race. Anything happens, it could maybe not win, but score a lot of points.
No matter what happens for Lane, though, Michael, you know, he is a short track ace. Where are we going next week? Martinsville is short track. Meanwhile, Tanner Gray, Parker Kligerman stayed out on that round of stops. They're now at the front of the field. Chandler Smith, Corey LaJoie, Jack Wood, Raja Caruth, your top 6. Green flag in the air once again. It is the 3rd and final stage of this race live from Talladega.
Talladega Superspeedway, and they're getting those trucks wound up. See how long we can go before someone makes a mistake. You know it's going to happen. Parker Kligerman, Tanner Gray, like you said, stayed out. All the rest of the trucks pitted on lap 43 or after. So that's a black and white strategy for them. Be interesting to see how far Parker can go.
Big push on the outside lane. Corey LaJoie, Raja Caruth, and those Spire trucks trying to get Parker Kligerman to the lead.
What about Jack Wood, Connor Mozak, both up inside the top 10, having strong runs in those McAnally trucks.
Nice. Tanner Gray leading this race right now. He had the issue on lap number 4, remember, with Chandler Smith, who's behind him. They minimized that damage, fixed up the little bit of damage that he did have. Now he's here battling with Parker Kligerman.
Speedway races, Jamie, they're all about control. When bad things happen, you lose all control. When good things happen, you get to the front, you get control. You have to keep it. And that's what they're trying to do with Tanner Gray, and he's in a good spot right now to do just that. He's got control, bottom lane, exactly where he wants to be. It looks like, from what we're hearing, all these trucks are going to pit in the next 5 to 10 laps, so he can potentially lead the trucks down pit road.
And let me just tell you, Brad, that's not as easy as it sounds. If you're running in a pack like this and decide to pit, you better get as far to the left right here on turn 4 as you can. Get way over to the left. And sometimes we see guys start to pit from the track itself, and it causes an accident coming to pit road. We'll keep our eye on that.
Guys, Lane Riggs is not giving up. That 34 truck, bright yellow, right there in the middle. Yes, he is.
He is in the middle of this swarm of bees, I would call it. And he is swatting hard.
I sure would like this story to have a happy ending, to see him overcome all that he's been through today and get up there and get a good finish.
And I was speaking earlier about control. Corey Heim lost control of this race through the pit cycles and everything that's happened, and he still hasn't recovered. See him buried back there and right around that 15th position, 18th position right now.
3 wide. You see Caden Honeycutt dives to the bottom. Man, that's just very taxing on the driver to look up there and see all that mess.
See Luke Fenhouse in that pink and blue silver number 66 on the outside. Led 5 laps earlier. Yeah, trying to get some momentum, as you guys all often call it, energy to work for him. Now he's got Kligerman leading him.
Parker pulled up in front of him without a lot of momentum, and that's really going to check up that 3rd lane.
Look at Gio move to the inside of Ryan. Just so much speed when you get in the right lane at the right time.
I like that. Now he's going to get clear on that lane. This bottom lane's going to recharge, probably try to fill back in.
Now Raja Karuk lost all of his dancing partners, losing spot after spot right up the middle.
So frustrating when those moves don't work for you.
So good when they do work.
It
that feeling you get, yes, I knew that would work, and it did.
35 laps to go here from Talladega. Tanner Gray continues to lead over Chandler Smith. We'll step aside, but you won't miss a thing. We're going box side by side.
Yellow?
I thought the tire was on the road.
There's a carcass on the track.
porpoise.
Trouble for another playoff driver. Daniel Hemrick had damage, and we saw part of his tire come off on track as we welcome you back to the Craftsman Truck Series. This is another team, guys. They have had issue after issue.
Heavy damage to the left rear. He got run into. I think Tony Breidinger hit him while he was slowing with that flat right rear.
Yeah, and you see this right rear tire right here has delaminated for some reason. Not entirely sure why, but there's a carcass on the racetrack right now from this tire.
Well, he had damage, and I'm sure the fender just rubbed a hole in that tire, and heavy damage.
Big contact.
Tony Breidinger runs right into the back of him, sends him up the track. You see the carcass right there.
Yeah, came rolling off that thing. I don't know how NASCAR hasn't seen that yet to throw yellow.
I think the tire must have cleared the track down into the grass and out of harm's way, maybe.
So we stay
Big contact.
green.
Tony got in the back of him really hard.
Yeah, it's going to spell trouble for that Napa Auto Care truck.
Both trucks will be in trouble from that one.
And meanwhile, we talked about green flag pit stops. Raja Karuth on pit road just got his service.
So this is a big part of this race. How you execute this green flag cycle, critical to your success. Getting a damage, getting a crash, Michael, you could be out of this. But also what you're seeing with Raja Karuth, he pitted by himself.
Here they come.
He's got no drafting partners.
Yeah, there's the pack off turn 4. He's going to lose a lap here, you assume, but everybody will pit. But being by yourself in a truck especially really hurts your lap time. He's going to lose seconds upon seconds.
Yeah, so he's going to probably lose the main draft, but a lot of action on pit road. Fuel only stops.
Another thing you got to be careful on this last pit stop, Brad, you know you can't make a mistake. This is prime time. You can't make a mistake. Speed or slide through your pit, that could end your race.
Or not get enough fuel in it right here. We saw Caden Honeycutt's fuel right there struggle to get it plugged in right.
Brad, at that point, they're counting you down, how long you need to sit in that pit box.
Yeah, so they know exactly how much fuel these trucks need. And so they count it with a timer to say 3, 4, 5 seconds. And here we see the rest of the pack pitting. Chandler Smith leading the way for the Ford Brigade.
There's Lane Riggs just behind him as they woe it up. And how difficult is that part of it? Just getting woed up and not getting a speeding penalty right here.
You're going from 190 mile an hour down to 55 mile an hour in one braking event. It's bumpy. These trucks don't handle that well. They're not made for slowing down. They're made for going fast.
You got to give it up for those guys, though, pitting right out of that pack. We didn't have any contact so far. Clean and green getting to pit road. Lane Riggs' team looks over that left front. They must be satisfied with it. They don't see the Goodyear letters rubbed off. Maybe he's in a good spot with that
Great
repair
stop for them. Yes.
Matt Crafton pulls into his box. You see Luke Fenhouse and the group of trucks exit pit road.
And this field is absolute chaos right now. We have trucks spread out over the entire distance of a 2.5 mile track as now the Chevy Brigade starts to pit.
Here comes the rest. Look at them shuffling down to pit road speed. Great job entering the pit road. Andres Perez really aggressive there. Good on braking. Does he get over? Yes.
Oh, wow, that was really
44
close.
was tight.
So the McAnally-Hilgeman Racing teammates there. Jack Wood goes from the lead into his pit box. Parker Kligerman, Tyler Ankrum.
Counting down the gas that they need in that 75 truck.
Taking a lot of fuel on that.
Remember, he
75.
stayed out.
Yes.
That meant he had to stop longer.
That's going to cost them a ton of track position. Look at all these other trucks that are going to beat Parker off the pit road. And now they're all about to start blending together. You see this Ford pack led by Lane Riggs. He's in a great position.
They got momentum. They're going to go right around these trucks.
Chandler Smith up here. All of these trucks are about to blend back into one big pack. Some of them are going 180 mile an hour, while some of them are going much slower.
Corey Heim with a big run to the outside of Lane Riggs. Trap Lane down to the bottom.
Yeah, I like where Corey's at right now. He's leading the pack with the most speed, catching all these slower trucks. He's got a great chance to leapfrog. You see Connor Mozak throw a block on him. And they're running down Chandler Smith. This is the race for the lead right here. Big run. Corey Heim coming to the back of Chandler Smith. Chandler runs him up a little bit. That's going to check this whole field up.
Splits the field. Corey Heim to the point.
You see Nathan Bird has stayed out. He is leading the race, but this will be the lead as soon as Nathan pits.
Yeah, Nathan is just now down the backstretch. When he pits, he'll lose almost a full lap.
He's 14 seconds ahead of this group. You see him up there just ahead.
But this is going to be the battle for the lead here as soon as Nathan pits. Corey Heim with a big block on Luke Fenhaus. And we have not talked about Corey for a long time, but he's back and he wants this win.
And this is going to be intense. All this pushing and shoving is just going to ratchet up over the next 27 laps.
Corey Heim has led 6 laps today. He is back to the front. He has Luke Fenhaus in tow. He's running second. 26 laps to go from Talladega.
Rears.
Nathan Bird in the 0-2 continues to lead, but this freight train is coming just 2 seconds back.
That'll be gone by the time they get to the back straightaway. This is a big draft, and they're running down Nathan Bird, who's playing his cards right now, trying to stay out, catch a caution.
Yeah, bicycle racing, they would call this the peloton. Big group of drafters coming. Look how fast they're going to catch this pack.
I would recommend Nathan just stay down to the bottom. Don't try to block. There'll be nothing good that could come from that, and he does just that.
See the race summary there. 5 cautions today for 20 laps. 23 laps to go in this one.
Whoa, Chandler Smith with contact. Looked like that was Corey LaJoie. Wow. Great save by both those guys.
Another near miss. We've seen as many of those as we've seen cautions today.
So Gio Ruggiero takes over the lead. He has led the most laps today, 22 and counting. He has been bad fast. Picked up stage number 2, won that. He is not in the playoffs. So guys, we talked about it. We talk about the playoff drivers, but it's anybody's race, and that's what makes NASCAR different than any other playoffs.
Absolutely, especially at Talladega. Anybody can win this race, but I'm looking at Gio Ruggiero, Corey Heim. They did a great job of executing that pit cycle. Both of them were in the teens when this cycle started, and they've executed now to be first and second. They've got a great shot to win the race from this position.
The only thing that could go wrong is if because the pit stop was so fast, they didn't get enough gas in there, and we won't know the answer to that until we get well into this thing. Remember, Brad,
they might not know the answer either.
and overtime is something that is certainly...
Oh, lots of pushing going on the bottom lane.
Down off the track. Is that a problem?
Like Josh Room was in front of this lead pack, and they pushed him away. They got really chaotic for a second there, Michael.
Like I said, oh, there's trouble.
Norm Benning looks like,
yes,
big fire. Caution.
Like he, quite literally blew an engine here, Michael.
Yes, he did. Caution is out for the 7th time today. Get it stopped.
Big fire.
Gets
What a
serious
scary
in a hurry.
moment.
Oh, you see the extinguisher just went off.
Stop right there. Ambulance is right there. Get out.
That's an onboard extinguisher. How does that work in that
Yes.
moment?
Yeah, so there's an onboard extinguisher in these race trucks that goes off when it gets hot enough, and it was hot. You saw it go off, and the fire went out very quickly. There's still a little remnants at the back of that truck, but good job by a spotter getting him stopped. You see the NASCAR safety team got to him very quickly here. They're going to help Norm get out. Just a little bit of fire flashing back out there, but that was bad for a second there, guys.
Norm Benning from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 73 years old. He's doing it because this is just what he loves. He's not going away. Just a scary scene for him.
Hope he's okay. That was a lot of flames and fumes that he inhaled.
The ambulance is there pretty quickly. See, they're tending to him.
He was able to get out of the truck on his own under the door, which is a great sign. And they are attending to Norm. Scary anytime there's fire involved.
That was a big one, too.
Well, hats off to our safety crew. They were there quickly. So was the ambulance. As you see, they are ready to load him up and take him to the infield care center.
Let's hope Norm's okay. Here you can see it kind of as it unfolded. Little smoke first and then a big fire. Usually that's an oil fire when the bottom of the engine breaks. It's going to burn through all the oil on the bottom end of the engine.
And just tremendous heat right there. You see the flames inside of the truck.
Yeah, coming right through the shifter area. There's a little pad that absorbs fire retardant, but that's a lot of fire.
Got her stopped in a hurry. That was a good sign.
Why they continue to tend to Norm Benning. We'll step aside. Start your Saturday strong with Big Noon. Explosive duo Bryce Underwood and Justice Haynes lead Michigan against Washington. That's at the Big House. It all starts at 10 a.m. Eastern with Big Noon kickoff live from Provo, Utah. Then it's Washington, Michigan. It's only on Fox. And we welcome you back here to Talladega. We're under caution for the 6th time today for that big fire with Norm Benning. Meanwhile, Daniel Hemrick, guys, we documented that damage on the right and the left side of his truck. It's too much to continue. Another playoff contender is out of this one.
Disappointing for Daniel for sure. He was in position at multiple times a day, and some things just didn't go his way. As we see some pit stops here.
Yeah, Chandler Smith, Lane Riggs, also Tyler Ankrum, all coming to pit road, and some other trucks as well.
Maybe surprised by this.
Yeah, maybe not with Lane with his issues. Maybe they want to check and make sure everything's good on that left front again. And do you put on a set of tires since you're losing your track position?
Yeah, Chandler Smith looked like he's putting on 4 tires. So is Lane Riggs here. Tyler Ankrum, he's putting on at least right sides.
Yeah, I like this. Why not? I mean, if you're going to come to pit road, you might as well have those tires. I know it doesn't make much of a difference here at Talladega, Brad, but when you're really juking and jiving in the draft trying to make ground, just that confidence that your tires are fresher maybe helps a little bit.
Saw Raja Karuth, another one of those that came down pit road.
Raja had lost the draft, so this caution was timely for him to get back in the game. Lane is checking his toe. He must not like the way that thing's driving necessarily.
Yeah, I think when they made contact with the wall, I heard some comments him saying that it was steering just a little bit differently. Maybe that's part of his tire wears issues with the left front as well.
I think they checked it and said we're okay.
A lot of hustle to try to get him back out there.
So
there's
trying to
more
clear
relief.
One more time here.
A little more relief. See, you can see the shininess on the Goodyear. The crew member was checking out that Goodyear tire right there on the wall. You could see the shininess on it where it had been rubbing a bit.
So they did load up Norm Benning in the back of the ambulance. As soon as we have an update, we will certainly get it to you, but a very scary moment.
Very scary. You see the jet dryers out on the racetrack. A lot of oil was put down. They're going to cover that with some kitty litter or oil dry and blow it off. So we got a few minutes here of cleanup. A lot of work for the track crew here.
Yeah, we're talking to speeds upwards of 190 miles an hour. You've got to make sure the surface is perfectly ready for racing to resume.
Well, it has been an unbelievably difficult day for Lane Riggs and his team. Let's hear from his crew chief. Caitlin?
Yeah, Jamie, to your point, it's been all hands on deck all day for this team. Dylan Capello, the crew chief. You guys have had to do a little bit of everything, and now how do you feel about this final stint for the 34 going to the finish?
It's been a long day. I feel like definitely the longest race we've run all year, but we're just trying to stay in it, trying to cross all the T's, dot all of our I's, try and keep tires on it, and just give them a shot here at the end just to salvage a good finish. We don't need anything crazy. We're just trying to get to the end of this thing. So been doing a good job, making some good moves, and he's still learning on these speedways here. So we're just going to get to the end, see what it holds for us or at the end of these 85 laps.
Good luck to you the rest of the way. It's been a battle of attrition for this 34 team here today, Jamie.
It has. He said, hoping we don't get any crazy. I think they've already had that. They can check that one off the list. But he's still digging. And we've got a couple of championship drivers who are not. They're out today. That's Grant Enfinger and Daniel Hemrick just drove it back to the garage. So just an update on that left side pylon if you're just joining us. In green, that's Corey Heim. That means he is advanced to the championship round at Phoenix. And the drivers highlighted in yellow, those are championship contenders hoping to punch their ticket.
And there was a big yellow box with all of Lane Riggs' issues today that we saw there. And it started when he went to go qualify, and the team made a unapproved adjustment, stood on the splitter in NASCAR's eyes and didn't allow them to qualify, and then just avoided. I mean, he did such a fantastic job of keeping that truck under control and keeping it in contention when he was involved in that big near wreck.
Yeah, the composure you have to have right now if you're Lane Riggs is very high. You know, this team's being tested for all the resiliency they have. Great team. They're a championship threat if they can get there, but they have to survive this round. And Talladega's throwing everything it can throw at them.
Meanwhile, up front, Gio Ruggiero, this is the most laps he has ever led in a race. He's led 28 and counting, and he could lock up Rookie of the Year by the end of this one, guys, and deservedly so. It's been an incredible run for this rookie.
And if you're worried,
his position, he's got a teammate right behind him too. The Tricon Garage, 11 and 17 are teammates, so trying to make that count as well.
and then there's Tanner Gray lurking as well, separated by Ben Rhodes. If you're worried about Corey Heim, has he led any laps yet? Yes, he has. He's led laps again this week. That makes every one of them so far. He's got 11 laps in the lead and still in contention to win this race.
He's led in all 23 races this year, Brad.
Quite an impressive stat to just be in contention, let alone all the wins, the laps led, the top fives, the top 10. This guy is, he's got so many stickers, win stickers on his roof that they didn't have enough room, so they're double stacking them now.
And they're on the other side, the
You know,
passenger side.
If that was a hashtag, that one would be called winning problems.
You know what? You know what? Another great stat is, out of all three of the top series of NASCAR, he is the only racer without a DNF in 2025. None.
Michael, how you going to say that? This guy, we have 15 laps to go at Talladega. Too soon, Michael, too soon. If something happens to this poor guy, we're all pointing a finger at you, Michael.
Well, I'm going to point it at Joe because he just told me that.
Our statistician over here is giving some great stats, but that's not the one I want to hear right now if I'm Corey Heim.
Well, he didn't hear me.
He didn't hear.
He won't know.
It's called the announcer's curse if I've ever heard one, but you know, Corey's done a great job. You can't take anything away from him for sure, but there is a lot of laps left at Talladega. We still have not made it very far in green flag laps run, and I have a suspicion that this race will not go green flag to the end over the next 15 laps.
I couldn't agree with you anymore. I think we're going to see more cautions and more action and more drama.
There is a sunset rule here, so.
It will start to get dark. You can see the sun setting off of turn 4. And it'll start to get dark in the next half hour, so we're hopeful that we can see this all the way through with some great racing.
They were saying about 6:55 would be the darkness rule, that sunset rule, and once it expires, 2 to go. But we don't have to worry about that right now. Plenty more time to get this race in. The pace truck is off. As the leader crosses the line, we've reached our Craftsman. 15 laps to go. Gio Ruggiero out front. Corey Heim just behind him. His teammate on the outside, it's Ben Rhodes and Luke Fenhaus.
Ben Rhodes didn't get quite the hop on that restart that he wanted. Maybe Luke can close up and they can get a big push now because that bottom lane's unorganized.
Yeah, this top's going to roll off of turn 2, Michael. Here you see it just starting to truck. The first car's clear, first truck's clear, the second truck's about to clear. Would be interesting to see if they fill down into the bottom. You see all the oil dry just scattering everywhere as these tires and the aerodynamics pick it up and throw it in the air in that pack.
Ben Rhodes to the front. Took his teammate Luke Fenhaus with him. Nice teamwork there. On the outside, you got Corey LaJoie on the move.
What a fast-looking truck that number 99 is. Got that beautiful logo TYM on that truck. And it not only looks fast, Brad, it is fast.
And that move was set up by the center of turns 1 and 2. The third truck in line on the bottom, Tanner Gray, was not able to stay tight to his 2 teammates. They lost their energy, and it all stacked up in the high line to take the lead.
Luke Fenhaus doing just an amazing job there in that 66 truck. First time seeing Talladega Superspeedway ever.
Now Corey LaJoie, look at Ty Majeski's back in the heat. Look at this.
Look at the damage. It is flapping all over the place on the left front of Ty Majeski, that 98 truck.
I told you he could run second.
He's there. His crew chief Joe Shear believed, and he's in the spot. Second in the outside lane here. Ty Majeski, you see all the damage. That's called Bear Bond. That's on the hood of that truck. It's meant to kind of glue it together. It works really well until you get to about 190 mile an hour. As you can see, it's not working quite so well now.
The draft just makes everything go crazy, doesn't it? Shows you how violent that air is and how much it has to do with the way these trucks handled and how fast they go.
Ben Rhodes out front. Thor Sport Racing has yet to win this year. This is the longest, the deepest into a season they've gone winless.
They are in a good spot right now with those teammates
Yeah, Luke's given a great push to his teammate Ben Rhodes. 66 and 99, like I said, teammates working very well together.
You know, we talk about Luke Venhouse has never been at a drafting track, never been here, never saw it. The only way to learn it is by simulation, iRacing. Brad, he didn't even get practice today.
Yes.
He got a lap of qualifying, and that's it.
And he's
Looking
got
pretty good.
He's got to be really careful with his pushes. We talked about this earlier. You cannot lock bumpers in the trucks. You can bounce and push, but you can't lock up. NASCAR will be watching that closely as we wind these laps down.
Sometimes what you don't know works for you, Michael. And I think that might be the case here with Luke. He doesn't know any better than to not push. And his teammate Ben Rhodes, his truck takes a push very well right now.
But he's a very talented young short track racer from Wisconsin. He knows exactly what to do when he gets behind the wheel of anything, and he's proven that right now. Very, very talented young racer.
I'll tell you what I'm looking at right now is Gio Ruggiero, Michael, in third place. He's got two teammates behind him. You got to think at any moment here, they're ready to strike, jump to the outside of the 66 and take the lead. I'm waiting for that moment to happen.
You can see right there, he's
thinking. Yeah,
he's listening to you, Brad. He wants to give that a whirl, but do you wait? You know, do you keep waiting in line until a couple of laps to go before you make that move? As you see,
Connor Mozak goes wide.
he got shuffled out of the pack because of a push gone wrong.
Yeah, this type of racing, in my opinion, Michael, is eat or be eaten. If you don't make a move when you have an opportunity to make it, you might not get another chance to make it.
This is craziness. You can see them all thinking about that popping out to the outside up there toward the front. Ben Rhodes is
big push. This is going to give Gio Ruggiero a great chance for third place. You see how the front two have gotten far ahead.
Guys, the bright yellow truck, that Love's truck, he's in the top 10. Wayne Riggs is digging.
I'm watching the race, Jamie, and I'm looking at the points as they run right now, and it's just crazy how tight everything still is. We know how close it was coming into the day, but Lane has recovered and putting himself in a position to be in that top 4.
And so is Raja Cruz. He had that bad pit stop through the green flag cycle, had to lift for the Daniel Hamrick wreck, lost the lead pack. That last yellow really put him back in contention. He scored a lot of stage points today, and now he's back in the top 10.
That yellow truck on the bottom there, about 9th or 10th. That's a great story. Lane Riggs is just hanging right in there. First time it's probably felt like a normal race to him all day long the last few laps.
And you know that truck doesn't feel good. That steering is not right.
Chris Wright in the 16 right behind those guys. He's doing a nice job running in the lead pack. One of his few starts here. There's a lot of good stories up toward the front, just like we always see at Daytona and Talladega.
So Brad, going back to your Tricon Garage guys, when is the right time to make the move?
Well, what I don't like what I'm seeing here is the outside's about to form again. And if you're on the inside, what you don't want to do is get trapped, which is when the outside lane has you boxed into the bottom. Now you can't make a move. The outside lane is about 5 to 6 rows back, has been where it's hovering. The Tricon trucks are all the way back to the 5th row. So when it gets to the 15 truck, that's going to be one of their last opportunities to make a move here. You see it's hovering right at that 15 truck.
I think what you'll see too, Jamie, is if one of those trucks on the outside does get a run up toward where Gio is, he will probably whip out and use their momentum to try to get the lead. Watch for him to go high once the 77, that outside lane gets to him.
3rd, 4th, and 5th truck, that's who we're talking about, Tricon Garage. When do they make that move to duck out and try to get ahead of those ThorSport teammates ahead of them?
Yeah, the easy way to look at this is a 2-on-3. The first two are teammates, 3rd, 4th, and 5th are teammates. They have the ability to really jump them here if they don't wait too long. You see the 77 truck has gotten into a position where he can box out the 15. That limits the opportunities for the 17 to really take advantage.
Matt Mills down low on the track. I think he got a little bit loose and went down there to correct it. Look at those playoff drivers kind of migrating toward the front of the field here late going, all with the exception of a couple who had some issues and are out of the race.
Ben Rhodes has got to love this. It's been a minute. It's been one of those seasons for Ben Rhodes. Hasn't found victory lane. Hasn't led a lot of laps. But to be up front right now with a shot at it here, with 7 laps to go.
You just have to wonder how much longer it's going to be before they make the move. I just, with bated breath, I'm thinking it's going to be any second. I keep seeing the 17, like you said, pop his nose out. Big pushes from Corey Heim.
3 wide there.
J.J. Yaley thought about it.
Didn't like what he felt and was able to squeeze back in.
Oh, look at Tanner Gray, got really loose right there on the bottom lane into turn 3. These trucks are really trimmed out. They're holding on.
Look how tight things are in the front. Wow. Big push there by Majeski onto the back of Corey LaJoie in the 77.
It's just incredible. It's hard to convey what you're watching at 180, 190 miles an hour and your feet off of one another.
Yes, and these trucks are not handling very well right now. They are all over the place. And they've only had, like you said, a foot to maybe 2 foot of distance, and they need that room. The trucks are moving that much.
You listen, you say feet, Jamie, and they're using their feet to drive these things as much as they are their hands. They've got to make sure that they have enough gap, make sure the gaps are perfect, so if they do get a chance to make a move, they can take advantage of it. Somebody blowing their horn?
So let's go. Let's make that move.
This is happening right now, coming to 5 to go at Talladega.
At this point, I'm wondering what Corey Heim's thinking. If he was in Gio Ruggiero's spot leading those Tricon trucks, would he make the move now? He can't communicate with him. You guys,
here goes J.J. Yaley to the top. He's going to try to get in the lead of that group.
You guys used to be able, Brad, to talk to your spotter, and your spotter could go talk to another spotter and get on each other's radios. You guys used to talk to one another.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, NASCAR rules do not allow the drivers to talk to each other now during the race.
Raja pops up there. Can he get something done?
Ankrum goes with him.
This second lane is right for a move with the right truck leading it. And Raja's had a lot of speed today and made some great moves. Oh, Tyler Ankrum almost spins out in front of J.J. Yaley.
Holy cow, this is crazy. Look at that momentum he lost, but he's got LaJoie right behind him.
And that's going to kill Raja Caruth's run.
Here comes Ankrum, though. Let's go, Raja.
So much movement mid-pack here, as Ben Rhodes has got to like what he's saying. He's holding a pretty wheel up front.
Remember, most of these trucks did not put new tires on in their last pit stop. So these tires are worn out, and they are feeling it.
Lane Riggs did in that yellow truck to the inside. Can he take advantage of it? He's got Chris Wright behind him in that 16. You need all the help you can get. The
Ty Majeski, we heard from his crew chief, they are in survivor mode.
Well, they're surviving.
Right now, they sure are.
They're surviving and thriving.
What about the veteran Matt Crafton? He finally did pack there in this lead draft. He's seen all this before. See if Matt can make a move here late. I really like waiting, Brad. I think that if Gio can just peel off the gas, get his back bumper to the front bumper of Corey, and time it properly, those two can go somewhere.
I'm not a good waiter. Oh, it didn't. Neither is Corey Heim. He says, let's go. It's time.
Corey LaJoie swirly behind him. He's able to keep it straight.
Here we go. Ben Rhodes is going to try to cover this move. Luke Venhouse has to stay on the bottom. Too much speed and energy with that run. Oh, this is where it gets really dangerous. Gio Ruggiero to the back bumper of Ben Rhodes. Gets to the outside of him.
Here comes Venhouse, though, to get back to the back of the TYM, number 99.
Gio Ruggiero, the 19-year-old on the outside, led the most laps today. He's got his teammate Corey Heim behind him, going up against the teammates on the inside from ThorSport.
That outside lane only has a limited opportunity to make the move. Really only about 1 or 2 laps by the looks of it.
The pushes aren't getting out of hand, Brad. Can they make it back to the white?
They waited a long time to make
that move.
Ben Rhodes goes around. Luke Venhouse is around.
Yellow's out.
No damage.
Caution comes out.
Oh.
Wow.
The pushes were just getting too strong.
Yeah.
The trucks could just not take it anymore.
7th caution for this one.
And very fortunate there wasn't a lot of carnage. There were just some flat tires on both of these trucks. But Ruggiero is going to get the lead. So the 66, Luke Venhouse, here you see on the replay, gets behind Ben Rhodes, gives him a push on the exit of turn 2, and the truck just can't take it. Tanner Gray is going to get in the back of Luke Venhouse in the interim here, and Both these trucks spin out, but amazing nobody else is in this crash.
Yeah. Tanner Gray gives a bit of a bump to the back of the 66. Dawson Sutton, you saw back there in the 26 running inside the top 10. He gave enough gap to Gray that they made it through. These pushes, just, we saw it coming. I mean, that's all you can say. You know it's going to happen.
Let's listen to Ben Rhodes' radio.
I don't know how many times I have to lead one of these races with 2 to go and get just pushed sideways on the exit corner. That was literally all I reinforced. I know we're trying to win it, but you can't do that.
Well, he's got the rookie too. His first time ever doing it. And Luke, you guys gave him all the props. He was doing all the right things.
Yes, he was. And you know, I just love what Brad said. Push me, push me, push me.
Why'd you push me so hard?
You push me too
much.
Where is the line, Brad? I mean,
nobody really knows until you know
Yeah.
when there's a crash. And you know, Luke got into him a little bit earlier than I think Ty was able to hold on to
Yeah.
it. You know, maybe another 100 foot later, and his truck is able to hold that when they get to the straightaway. But you don't know that until that, unfortunately, an accident happens.
yeah, off the corner, you talked about the tires being worn out and handling going away, and getting that bump off the corner was just more than the truck would handle. Ben couldn't have done a thing. Didn't matter what he did. He was toast.
Yeah, you know, when you come to Talladega, the teams make choices on how to find speed, and the easiest one to make is to take away all the grip, and in exchange for that, get all the speed you can get. The problem is when you're taking a push, you need grip. And it just crossed whatever threshold of grip that truck had to offer, and around it went.
Well,
NASCAR overtime, boys.
I
You
think-
talked about the fuel.
Yeah, these guys are all really close on fuel. Very, very close. We ran a lot of green flag laps in a row here. I feel like they should be good for 1 or 2 restarts, but we'll see.
the most important stat there, Jamie, with a 2-lap shootout, if the leader takes the white flag, the next flag ends the race. But if before that, we have, and they highlighted it in yellow, unlimited attempts. We're going to go at this until dark.
As viewers, we love that. Brad, as a driver,
Now, if you're leading and they say, oh, we're going to do this again, like, no, you got one shot at it. Give me the win. But that's not the rule.
Well, I tell you, as a fan, I think it's fun, but I'm a competitor, and I'm so tight. I'm nervous. You know, I want to see this thing go 2 laps and may the best man win.
and we want to see it end under green. Nobody wants to see a race end under caution, and that's their attempt at that. Well, we're kicking things off here this weekend, but plenty more action to come. Xfinity Series qualifying, Cup Series qualifying. Brad Keselowski will jump on board and be part of that. We've got the Xfinity race, 4 p.m. on CW, and the Cup Series race coming at you 2 Eastern on NBC. And guys, it's the first time since 2000 that all 3 races are on network TV. So should
Big
be
weekend in Talladega.
easy for everybody to tune in, tell your friends about it, and enjoy a great weekend of racing from Talladega.
This has been a great race so far.
It
I've had
has.
a lot of fun, a lot of action. Talladega never ceases to amaze me with the things that happen. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next.
Just appreciate your energy, and I can tell how much you love this stuff. It's really cool to be able to sit here with a 6-time winner at Talladega, a guy that's going to give himself a chance to win on Sunday, and sharing with all the viewers that have tuned into Fox here at Talladega to be able to hear your expertise and your energy for this sport.
Thanks, Michael. It's I love the truck series. I always have. I'll tell you, part of me thinks the trucks are the hardest ones to race at this. You know, the way these trucks move around is so much different than the other 2 series. The way that the trucks will just kind of wag back and forth, they're not made to go this speed at all. And you can really see that these drivers are just doing everything they can just to make a lap. So when you turn up the intensity and you're already this close to that, you know, limit, a lot of stuff can happen, and I think we're going to see that when we go back green.
I need to brag on Brad Keselowski. He was a team owner in this series for about 10 years. 6 current drivers in the Cup field drove for Brad Keselowski Racing. Pretty incredible as we take a look at what we're about to see next week.
We're
Michael
gonna see-
Waltrip, you know all about Martinsville.
And we're going to see the same type of action, only we're going to take about 100 miles an hour off of it.
Yes.
So there's
Yeah.
going to be even more contact racing when we go to Martinsville for the regular season finale.
You know, for fans at home, a
Well,
lot of people will
playoff,
ask me,
you know what I mean.
what makes, you know, being a race car driver in NASCAR so hard? And that's a perfect example. This week we're at Talladega, 2.6 mile track. The trucks are going 190 mile an hour. You got to use the draft. You got to use strategy and tactics. Next week we go to the slowest track on this circuit. You know, top speed is around 130 mile an hour, and these trucks will be going about 60 mile an hour tops through the corner, using a lot of brakes. Got to take care of your tires. Just a totally different challenge next week at Martinsville. And if you're going to win the championship, you better be good at both of them.
And by the way, 2 weeks ago, we were at the Roval, Brad. So
Yes,
talk
a
about
road
a
course,
crazy
yes.
3-race stretch for these drivers.
Yeah, a lot of different disciplines of driving. You got to be good at every one of them to win this championship.
I think my favorite stories of the day so far is the guy running in 4th position, Ty Majeski. All he's been through back in 9th, Lane Riggs. We've talked about that all day. They've just overcome adversity. And right now, both of them find themselves within 10 points of the 4th position in points. And currently, Caden Honeycutt holds that spot down. Another guy that's just done a great job all day long getting all he can.
Yeah, 6 playoff drivers in the top 10. This thing's not over yet, though.
Certainly not. Just keep in mind, 6 of the last 7 here at Talladega were won with a last lap pass. Maybe we'll see it today. I don't know. Gio Ruggiero has been so strong, and he leads him here.
This will be interesting here, Jamie. We're going to come to the choose here very quickly. Gio Ruggiero, Corey Heim teammates. Do they pick together? Do they split apart?
A lot of conversation going on that radio, isn't there?
Yes. Let's see what's going to happen. So this chooses this orange box right here.
They're staying glued together on the bottom.
Outside lane's going to put the Spire trucks. It's going to be Corey LaJoy, Rajah Caruth. You see them rows 1 and 2 in the outside lane. Tanner Gray as well.
Chandler Smith taking the high road. The rest of the field chooses it up here. Man, my heart is beating. This is going to be incredible. I like one overtime. Let's get back to the white flag and decide who's going to win this race. What do you like, Brad? Top lane, bottom lane? Who's going to win?
I like where Gio Ruggiero in that 17 truck is. I think he's got the advantage. The Spire trucks have pushed really well. Rajah Caruth, Corey LaJoy. This is going to get interesting. Like I always say on speedway tracks, it's usually the third one in each lane that's going to dictate which lane prevails. So the third truck on the bottom lane, Ty Majeski. The third truck in the top lane, Tanner Gray. How well they're able to stay connected to the front 2 is probably going to determine the winner of this race.
But look at the third truck on the bottom lane. He's got a mess on his hands.
He sure does.
His bear bond is falling off.
Got a lot of damage.
And we know he's not going to be a truck that can lead this race. Can he be the truck that pushes someone to victory lane?
They got to feel like it's a win right now. If they can finish where they're running 4th right now, they've won the day, just based on everything they've been through.
They would like them to call the dark rule right now.
Yes.
Let's just call this a day. We did a nice job of recovering, and we're in a position to go to Martinsville and be a part of the story there.
I think we have a solid half an hour before the darkness rule is going to come into effect. All they really want is get this 1 lap in, 2 laps in, 1 lap minimum.
6 playoff drivers in the top 10. And then you have Gio Ruggiero looking for his first career win as he leads this one with Corey LaJoy on the outside. This is NASCAR overtime, our first attempt here. It'll be a green-white checker. We stay caution-free.
Nice hop there by Heim. You saw him really pull up on the back of Gio. And that
energy, but look at the third trucks, how they're connected.
Spire trucks working well together on the outside.
The top 3 are very well connected, a lot of energy up there. They're going to start to fall apart. You see the other third truck roll forward, Ty Majeski, and that's going to bring the bottom lane back forward.
Majeski was slow on the start, but like you said, Brad, he's closed in now right on the back of Heim. Can he shove Heim into Ruggiero?
And he does.
I think he did just that.
Perfect timing right on the entry, just before the entry of turn 3 here.
Gio needs to tuck it over a little bit. You don't want to leave that gap on the bottom.
You see the 77 and the 7 in the top lane with a big push.
Coming out of turn 4, they make their way through the tri-oval. Next flag will be the white flag.
So this race will now be official.
Big run for Corey LaJoie on the outside.
Final lap, Gio Ruggiero has dominated the race as much as you can at Talladega. He's led 36 laps. Can he lead at the very end when it matters most?
Nice push there by Heim off turn 2.
Corey Heim's going to have a very difficult decision to make here. Does he stick with his teammate or does he chase the record book? Because he's going to get him into turn 3 with the lead.
Look at Majeski all over the back of that 11 truck.
Corey Heim, second inside, 10 wins on the season. He stays tucked up with his teammate right now. Out of turn number 4.
A good push on the outside lane. This is looking like it.
Gio Ruggiero in the 17, the 19-year-old. Does he hold off his teammate? He doesn't. Gio Ruggiero, welcome to victory lane.
How about that?
Starts P1, finishes P1.
And he totally threw the block on Heim that pushed Heim up the tree. He did it perfect timing. He was able to hold him off because of that wonderful block. Great job coming to the checkered by Gio.
Yeah, Corey Heim made his move to try to get the win, but just not enough. A little bit too little too late.
What a fun day of racing, man.
Such a great place, so many opportunities, and now we see another first-time winner here. Gio Ruggiero wins the Love's RV Stop 225. We'll hear from him next. And you never forget your first win. Gio Ruggiero picks up the checkered flag. He burned it down. What a moment for him. And Caitlin, he'd never been in a truck before Daytona this year, and now I would say he's Rookie of the Year as he gets his first career win.
Yes, a very impressive feat for Gio Ruggiero. You are a winner at Talladega in the NASCAR Truck Series. How does that feel?
It feels great. I'm so thankful to be here. Just super thankful for all the guys on the 17 truck. You know, they worked their ass off, and they definitely brought the best piece today. We showed it in qualifying and there throughout the race. We definitely had the fastest piece. So just thanks for everybody at Toyota and everybody who supports me. It's great to win a race with my mom and dad here as well.
Congratulations. Enjoy this one. Gio Ruggiero, the big winner here in Talladega. Todd.
Here with Lane Riggs. Lane, that's a championship run right there. He overcame so many obstacles all day to get a 5th place run.
Yeah, I'm just glad that it was in one piece. I know Chandler gave me a pretty bad push getting into the corner down there. We both wrecked. Just so glad that wasn't a day ender. Big thank you to everybody at Front Row Motorsports. Started shotgun on the field, went to the back a few times. Just at the end was just trying to be patient, hold that bottom, hoping the top would break up, and it did. So really bummed that we didn't get any stage points. We're not quite the position we want to be in, but it's a lot better than it could have been.
Lane Riggs brings her in 5th. Jamie?
Very impressive run. So Lane Riggs, 6 points below the cut line. So not terrible, going to a place that you expect him to run well at the short track at Martinsville next week, but they never gave up.
Next weekend is setting up to be just an epic race weekend in Martinsville. Like you said, 2 of the best short track racers in the series, Ty Majeski, Lane Riggs, sitting outside of the playoff cutoff, so that you know they're going to bring their A game. And Caden Honeycutt, Tyler Ingram doing a great job of giving themselves a little cushion to go to Martinsville.
That scene just looks so relaxing, doesn't it? With the sun setting in Alabama, a beautiful day, and we had just amazing racing. It was far from relaxing. I'm as nervous if I was competing with those guys. What a great event it was.
Hats off to the competitors. That finish was clean. It was exciting. And that young man right there, 19 years old from Seekonk, Massachusetts. Congratulations for all of us here at Fox Sports. I'm Jamie Little. Thanks so much for watching. Congratulations. Gio Ruggiero is officially a winner.
Game face on, I don't fake that. I intimidate, eliminate competition like a dinner plate. I'm what makes a winner great. I invigorate. You buckle down and disintegrate. You feel me? Coming through with that weak sauce. You weak boss, don't wanna take a week off. I stand tall and confident. You ain't hot as me. You don't stand at all. You a mockery. I am on the rise. I was told only the strong survive. The difference between y'all and I, without wings, I was born to fly. Get your game face on. Get your game face on. Get your game face on. 'Cause I'm coming to play, boy.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.